Gordon, President Donald Trump is pushing for a ceasefire in Gaza, and talks between Israel and Syria for an end to hostilities are reportedly making progress. All of this comes as Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is heading to Washington for a meeting with the president. CBN Middle East correspondent Julie Stahl brings us the story from Jerusalem.
Iran and Gaza will reportedly be the main topics of discussion when Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with President Trump at the White House next Monday for the third time this year. Trump wants to finish the war in Gaza, preferably within days. But Netanyahu is sticking to his requirements on how the war must end: Hamas freeing all the hostages, laying down its weapons, and giving up power in Gaza. So far, Hamas seems unwilling to agree to any of that.
They continue to refuse to lay down their arms or to free the remaining hostages, including the remains of 2 Americans.
Even some Europeans admit Hamas has to go for there to be a real peace in Gaza.
Let me be clear, Hamas must not be part of Gaza's future.
Also in Gaza, the IDF is admitting it has killed civilians trying to get food at the aid sites run by the American-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. But the IDF says those killings were accidents that happened while trying to control chaotic crowds, and they weren't sure who were civilians and who Hamas terrorists. The State Department points out the IDF is trying to figure out exactly why the killings took place.
The IDF and Israel have announced that they are, of course, investigating certain incidents.
The IDF reports it's made changes around the food distribution sites to help bring down the chaos that has led to violent confrontations. And Israel is blaming the United Nations, which wants to shut down the foundation, for fomenting some of that chaos.
Many in the UN are actively spreading disinformation promoted by Hamas-controlled sources, defaming the GHF's work and providing cover for further attacks.
Meanwhile, Israel is having hopeful and direct and daily contact with Syria, which could lead to an end of hostilities after decades, but would fall short of a full peace agreement. Israel is eager to make that happen.
We have an interest in adding countries such as Syria and Lebanon, our neighbors, to the circle of peace and normalization.
But a sticking point could be the Golan Heights. Syria threatened and terrorized Israel from there for nearly 2 decades. Israel gained control of those biblical heights during the 1967 Six-Day War and has developed it since then. In 2019, President Trump recognized Israeli sovereignty over the strategic plateau.
In any peace agreement, the Golan will remain part of the State of Israel.
Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.